You know, see, the thing is, you don't want to take up playground space. Yes, we could build them out going right out over on the field, but you'd have less playground space. So where are your choices? We've looked around at several choices. See, one of the things you've also got to have access to get to it, to build it. And there's not too many places where you can get trucks in to actually do to bring all the materials in and that you have to. This site you can get in. You build over by the gully, you can't get into it. And then you have all sorts of problems tied to disability access. And, you know, one of the sites that we did look at one stage for the when we were going to build the hall was actually going to be as close to the gully as we could get it. And we were looking at the court which is closest to the bridge. But the difficulty with that was, one, it's below the sewer line, so you have to use a pump to pump anything from the toilets uphill to start off with. That's a problem, you can do it, but it's just a little extra hassle. But then you also have to have the right slope and angles tied to getting wheelchair access. And so that becomes another issue. So this is logically the best site. Yes.
Were there any things in our designs that you had in your original ideas of the classrooms that we were going to do?
I think you probably did it. I think they were fairly standard ideas. I think, you know, that there were some good ideas in it, and you thought, you know, without actually, I don't think you actually consulted any architects or any other bits and pieces, and you probably haven't had much experience other than what you've got here, what you've grown up with, and that's basically what we have done. You know, that you have a look at the designs that Mr. Clifford actually sketched out. They weren't too different to what you had. A box with things in it, and you know, the things that you are going to do with it is how do you link with other classrooms, how do you link with the outside. Those are going to be the points of differences. What green or eco features do you put into it? But remember, all those extra features, you can put lots and lots of features into it, but you must know that the ministry only gives you a little bucket of money. The bucket of money, if you can design the most palatial place in the world, but if you can't afford it, you have to go back to the very basic design, which is a box. Yep.
What did you expect when you first came into our class to see the designs?
I didn't know what to expect. I was impressed. You would have seen in the newsletter I wrote on the front paragraph of the last week's newsletter that I was really impressed. You know, there's a lot of, I don't know how much time it took. Look, I've never used Google Sketchup. I would know how to use it. And I dare say that most of your mums and dads would not know how to use it. Hand up whose mums and dads would know how to use it. Okay, not many. So, you know, you're using technology which your mums and dads don't know how to use. One, probably they don't need to know how to use it, but I wonder if they did know how to use it, what they would do with it. Maybe they'd design some things around your house. Maybe you could teach them how to use it. But it was interesting that you'd obviously talked about the design, looking to get sunlight coming in, but also keeping it dark enough so that you can actually see on the see the projector on the screen. That it's not going to be you won't need those sorts of things. Okay.
Have you any thoughts to have changed about our designs?
I think what you would actually do, and this is what would happen when we built the hall. what we did is we went around all the teachers. We said, what do you want in the design of the hall? And everyone puts down their great list. And some things you see are wanted by lots of people, and there are some things which are not wanted by many people. So what's important? And then you come up with a design brief. And the architect then builds to that design brief. Now you've all got little things which are sometimes a little bit separate. Probably your next stage would be to turn around and say, righto, we are going to look at what I've got, you're going to look at what you've got. Now what things are important to us? And you come to a consensus within a cost. And so, it was interesting to see that you'd all put where you put your computers in the room. Most of you had desks within the room, which is fairly standard. Some of you had thought about, well, what do you do with bags and coats and like the cloakroom area. Some of you hadn't thought about that aspect. I think you probably you had fairly standard rooms in many cases. What impressed me was the fact that, hey, listen, I don't know how long it took you to do it, but it certainly there was a lot of thought had gone and a lot of discussion had gone in between you. Yep.
Have you decided to use any of our ideas in the design?
We haven't decided that this design is going to happen yet. At the present time that, as I said to you, we've looked at this site. We know it's an expensive site to build. We haven't excluded it, but it looks like we're going to go back and see what the costs would be if we build it on the junior side. It will probably be cheaper, or should I say, not necessarily cheaper, but the difference between what the ministry provides us and what we have to provide is less. It's about $1 million that the ministry will come up with if we do it on the junior side. On this side, it's quite a bit less. It's about 600,000. That you see. It would be less.